like kidnapped, and I was gone for like 2 days. And
wait, what? This sounds like an episode on the same show, The Shy, right? That was just like that. Wait, so hold on. You was 15?
Mm-hmm.
What happened? How did you get kidnapped?
It was like from my homegirl, her big sister. It was her boyfriend.
I'm gonna assume if mom lives here in the Atlanta area, I'm gonna assume that she's gonna find this video on YouTube. Okay? If she finds this video on YouTube, say plainly and directly, what do you want from her? Without feeling like you have to put your wall up. Okay? Be vulnerable for a second. Be vulnerable. What's up, YouTube? I need you to take 2 seconds and go subscribe to my 2 new channels, Atlanta Street Interviews B-Side, where all of the videos that don't make it to the main channel will be. Also, Marcus from Atlanta Street Interviews Daily Vlog, where you can follow my journey as a father, fitness enthusiast, sales manager, and of course, content creator. And you might even get some tea on the latest person I'm dating. Go follow those 2 channels right now. Now back to the content. What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with another one. So we got a young lady with us today. How you doing today, miss?
I'm good.
All right. So are you homeless?
Yes.
Okay, and so how old are you?
25.
25. And so how long have you been homeless?
About 3 months.
About 3 months? What was it that happened 3 months ago that caused you to become homeless?
My boyfriend passed away, and then I went to jail, and I've been just going through a lot.
Wow. I'm really sorry to hear about your boyfriend passing. What happened?
He got murdered while in front of me, so it's just like my mental health, everything just been playing a part in just all of this.
He got murdered in front of you?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Oh, he got shot.
Right, but like by who? But was it random or was it like?
He was beefing with some people. I went to jail last year. I was in jail all year, and he was beefing with some people, and they ended up shooting him and killing him in front of me. And it's just like I got 2 kids. They with my mom right now, so I just been, getting myself back together. I just got out of jail recently, 2 weeks ago again. So I just been.
What'd you been going to jail for? Like, what'd you go to jail for the first time? The
first time last year I went to jail because I took a charge from him, and then when I did.
What was the charge?
Possession and theft by taking, and I did 8 months. I got out, and 30 days later he got killed in front of me. We was together for 3 years. Was
he the father of the kids as well?
Yeah.
Well, was he the father of one of the kids at least? Or?
Yeah, he not the father of my first son, but he been around since my son was 7 months. So
he was effectively his dad. I get it. So he was fathering both the kids, and I guess in the street activity, right? Mm-hmm. How old was he?
30.
Okay, so he was just a few years older than you. Man, do you ever think back and think like, man, if I would have not taken that charge, and if he would have went,
that's
then
exactly what I think.
He would probably still be alive right now.
I just told my roommate that when I was just in jail.
Were you was that your first time going to jail?
That was my first felony, but I haven't been in jail before that in like 6 years.
What did you go to jail for before when you was younger?
Like criminal trespass, battery, stuff like that.
You used to get in fights and stuff? You look like you could probably fight. Okay. So, all right. And so, you say 3 months ago is when you got back out of jail? Is that what happened?
No, 3 months ago is when I just like completely let everything go and just.
Where was you living 3 months ago?
I was living in a hotel.
Okay, so you was living out of the hotels. Prior to the hotels, where were you living?
I was with him.
Y'all were living in like an apartment or whatever?
Yeah, the apartments he got killed in.
And so, and how long ago? You said it was 3 months ago when that happened?
He got killed in October, so 5 months
5 months ago, wow.
And then I went to the hospital, like the mental hospital. And I spent like a few weeks in the hospital. Then I got out, I started getting my mind together. And being around people, I was just like, I getting
triggered a lot and stuff like that?
So I just would rather be by myself.
Do you question why they didn't do the same thing to you?
I did at first, but it's just like, everybody was just like, first of all, a real killer not gonna leave a witness. It was just like a panic moment, to be honest. And it was just like, they didn't have no beef with me, but it's just.
Did you end up like, kind of telling the police who they were and everything else? Or?
I really didn't. I told the police what I do, which is not a lot because I was in jail.
So you didn't really know who they were?
I mean, I know of them. I don't know like first name, basis, last name. I don't know like that much information on them. I know
that street kind of
like that's some
name
street
or whatever. But like, would you be able to point them out? Like, if the police wanted you to point them out, have they come to you to do that?
They showed me some pictures and stuff, but it's like, one of them had a mask on, so it's like I can't point nobody out that I don't know.
Yeah, wow. And that happened right in front of you?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Okay. All right. You say you have 2 kids?
Mm-hmm.
And you say they're with your mom right now?
Mm-hmm. I just left them.
Just left them? Okay. Have you ever been married?
No.
Okay. So as far as the 2 kids go, how come you can't stay with your mom?
We really don't get along. I was just over there, like, I can, but it's like, I'd rather get stuff on my own, because I don't like people like, oh, I did this for you, I helped you. I'd rather much be on my own.
Well, I get it, but your mom, you know?
Yeah.
Well, no, listen, we've heard them all. Trust me, on this channel, we definitely have heard the mother-daughter trauma.
Yeah.
All right, so we may tap into that, but real quick, so let's just start from the beginning. So where are you from?
Chicago.
You from the Chi?
Yep.
Hey, hey, man, shout out that Chi-town, man, that Chirac. Yes, sir, shout it out. Hey, man, we got a lot of people on this channel that have come from Chicago, so I don't know, it's a Chicago to Atlanta pipeline for some reason. But okay, so growing up in Chicago, did you have both mom and dad in the household?
Well, not in the household, but I had both of them.
Had
in my
both
life.
of them, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so as far as in the household, was it mom that you grew up with?
Yeah, it's equal. I spent like months with my mom, and I spent months with my dad, and I spent like a year with my mom, and I spent a year with my dad.
Okay, so kind of back and forth on an even type of balance level.
Mm-hmm.
And so do you have brothers and sisters?
Yes.
Okay, how many in the house with you?
2, 1 brother, 1 sister.
Okay, where are you in the birth order?
The baby.
You're the baby?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so growing up, would you say that you had like a fairly normal childhood?
Yeah, I had a good childhood. Until my grandma passed away when I was 13. And then stuff got rocky, but for the most part, my mom kept everything. I've never like experienced homelessness. I've never experienced like being hungry. My mom kept it together.
Okay. Did you end up like going to high school, stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, graduated?
No, I got into a lot of fights, so I just...
You got into a lot of fights?
Yeah.
So, what was the highest grade you got to?
12.
12? Did you drop out or did you get kicked out?
I got kicked out.
You got kicked out? So why didn't you go to alternative school?
Because I had started babysitting, I started making money, and I was just like, I could just, get my GED. I started working at the daycare.
Did you
got
get
my
your
child
GED?
care license. No.
Oh Lord, see, that's that logic, man. That's that logic. Okay.
I'm still working towards
The older
it.
you get, the harder it gets to go back. So as soon as you can now. I get that you're in a situation right now, but they also have programs in homelessness where you can get your GED. Tons of them actually. So, and I think they have a GED program at the library up by Woodruff Park. So you can definitely go up there as well. All right, so let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask, right? Everybody knows I always ask this question. So, just growing up, right? Did anything like ever happen to you, like any type of sexual assault or anything like that?
Yeah, trauma. I was when I was 15 in Chicago. I was like kidnapped, and I was gone for like 2 days. And
wait, what? This sounds like an episode on the same show, The Chi, right? That was just like that. Wait, so hold on. You was 15?
Mm-hmm.
What happened? How did you get kidnapped?
It was like my homegirl, her big sister. It was her boyfriend, and so I was like familiar with them. And I was drunk walking up the street. And he was just like, "Oh, you're gonna give me a ride," and then he ended up with me, and then like dropped me
in
off.
the car or where? Like
in the house.
So he took you to his house where. But he was a young man. He had his own house, or
he was like 20 something. I was like 15.
Okay, and so he had his own place basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he brought you to the place. He just forcibly took your clothes off and stuff, or like.
Mm-hmm. And then dropped me off in I was 6 feet of snow. I was laying in the snow, and then I.
Because you said you was kidnapped for 2 days though.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. You was there for so he did that to you, and then what happened directly after that?
Directly after that, it was he wouldn't let me leave, and then I was just telling him I know your people, so you're not gonna get away with it. And he ended up forcing me back into not the trunk, but it was a tight space in his car, and then he dropped me off.
So wait, so you convinced him that, hey, you're gonna get in trouble for this, you need to drop me back off. Did he try to have sex with you more, or did he just do that once?
He was really trying to fight, really, after that. Like, he was trying to, like, beat me up and stuff. But
because I'm saying, for 2 days, are you saying that he
not
like
2 full days, not like 48 hours, but it was like overnight and then like probably like into the next
day type deal? Okay, okay. Because I'm like, was he like standing over you the whole time where you couldn't run away, or? Okay.
I was like in a room, like slick. I couldn't get out the door. I couldn't unlock the door and stuff like that. So it was like I was slick, like kidnapped, basically.
Okay, okay. So he dropped you back off. You say in the snow? Were you clothed?
No, I had on like some my school clothes, but they was like all like ripped up and stuff.
Okay, now, why were you drunk at 15?
Because in Chicago we don't have like we was just doing, I don't know, just living teenage life.
I get it. I mean, I started dibbling and dabbling alcohol around about 16. So I guess that's 1 year difference. I guess I understand, but man, it's so much more dangerous for a young lady.
Yeah.
To be out by yourself, drunk, stuff like that. Do you regret doing that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was a runaway, and I was all type of like, I regret all.
So you was already a runaway at that point?
No, I wasn't. I used to run away, but I never like spent the night out. I used to like I get in trouble and run out the house and come back, but I never like ran away and stayed away.
Okay, okay. Wow. So was that the only time an incident like that occurred?
No, I got when I was 17 here by this boy. He's talking about I was his little sister, and I was getting drunk again at their house, but I was comfortable with them, and then I fell asleep and I woke up and he was on top of me, and they just settled the case this year, almost 10 years later, and gave him probation.
What? All he got was probation? How old was he?
He was 30 at the time. I was 17. But I was asleep, and he said I was his little sister. He looked at me as a little sister my whole life. So
dudes be capping, man. Dudes be capping. Cause
the whole time that night he was just like, "Oh, you getting grown, you getting older, you getting," and I'm not thinking of it because everybody like, "Oh, you growing up," but he was talking
about TNA.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Wow. So that's happened to you twice now. Okay. So as far as it goes, right? Like, what effect do you think those incidents have had on your life?
My attachment to men, like I just if I don't really have like feel, unless I really like, and like just like my boyfriend, if I'm in a relationship with you, like I really don't have no type of like emotion when it comes to men. Like men always talk about, oh, I'm gonna fuck you and you gonna be this and you gonna, no, I'm not, because I don't care about sex. That shit don't mean nothing to me because I've been, so you gonna have to come more than that.
Yeah, you have like a mental block. My boy, man. Yeah. What's up, man? I ain't seen you in a minute. Show the people my boy real quick, man. You already know, man. Everything good? Yes, sir. Great, hey, man, we're gonna have to catch up, man. Yes, sir. Hey, all day. Yes, sir, man. All right, you know it, man. You know it. All right, man. So, okay. Did you ever tell on the guy that did it when you was 15? Your sister's your sister's friend's boyfriend? Mm-hmm. What happened to him?
They did an investigation. He ended up somebody else and beating my sister friend up, so he went to jail eventually, but he was just on a spree.
Wow. Okay. So let me ask, I mean, because the teenage drinking, the kind of running away and stuff, what are the pain points before that? What are the places where that pain comes from?
I was just always different. Like I'm a dark-skinned female, so growing up we wasn't in. It was just like, and then my two siblings, they got the same dad. I got a different dad, so I was always felt like the outcast, and I just always I'm always fighting, and my siblings, they act like I get my sister in trouble and stuff like that. So I just felt like I was just always the one that just like nobody really cared about. So that's where I came from.
Did you ever express that you felt that way? What would be the response?
They were just like, we love all of y'all equally. But you can say one thing and act a different way.
You feel like your dark skin features and your more kind of Afrocentric features played into you feeling I guess, not as attractive and maybe being called so in school and things like that?
Yeah, in school and then at home, it's just like my brother, he the firstborn, so he's just like the god of the house. He never really get in trouble. And then it's like I was always the one that was, you know, getting yelled at, getting in trouble, even though we all might do the same thing, but I was the one that's getting it the hardest, I felt like. Why
do you feel like that was?
I don't know, because I got a different daddy, I guess. I don't know. I never know. I still to this day, I don't know. That's why me and my mom that's why I'm not, you know, I don't know.
She lives down here now?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you know, one of the things that we do on this channel is we have conversations with people when they're not right in front of us. It allows us to kind of talk without being interrupted, right, and get out our full thoughts. So, I mean, if you can ask your mom or just express whatever you want to express, right, but go ahead and ask her, you know, why you feel that she treated you differently growing up.
She's not gonna, my mom is...
No. You ask her. You look right into the eyes and just ask her.
Why did you treat me differently growing up? Why did you make me feel like I was an outcast? And that, like, you love my siblings more than you love me?
See, the reason why I'm asking you to address that is because right now, that's the immediate reason why you're out here. Is because you don't get along with your mom. And, you know, the reason for that is possibly got something to do with your upbringing and, you know, whatever issues y'all had. And so, you know, if you could talk about that stuff and resolve it, you may have a new lease on life when it comes to your relationship with your mom. And it's easier to come out of homelessness, you know, when you have a stable address and that type of stuff, you know. It's just easier. It's easier to work. It's easier to kind of get on your feet. You can still get a letter of certified homelessness and still get the benefits and everything else, but you'll just have a roof over your head and you'll be around your kids.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I only want to be around my kids. I'm not really trying to amend a relationship with no adults that's grown enough to know what they be doing.
Well, I get that, but, you know, nobody's perfect, right? And the parents don't get a manual or a handbook. It's not to excuse her behavior, right? Because there are definitely toxic moms out there and things like that. But, you know, I mean, you know, everybody kind of has to grow into stuff, you know? And she may at some point recognize some of the things that she did that may not have been the best moves, right? Just like you may. And you may meet somewhere in the middle and have a good relationship because life is short. I mean, do you want to have this type of relationship with her for the rest of your life?
I mean, where I'm at with it now is to the point where it's just like...
Well, that's the wall. That's the defense mechanism that you have up because you don't want to be hurt. You don't want to feel the pain of disappointment if things don't work out.
And I've tried it plenty times and they keep not working, so I'm...
Well, so here's the thing, right? I'm going to assume if mom lives here in the Atlanta area, I'm going to assume that she's going to find this video on YouTube, okay? If she finds this video on YouTube, say plainly and directly, what do you want from her? Without feeling like you have to put your wall up, okay? Be vulnerable for a second. Be vulnerable.
It's hard. I can't. Like, you have to know my mom for me to just... I really don't... it's nothing else that I want from her. Like, except for her, when I get my kids, to just let me be, and she could be, and we gonna be.
I get it. Sometimes it's deeper than rap. So I understand. Well, listen, so I mean, at this point, what are we doing to get ourselves out of this position of homelessness?
I just got a job at Waffle House.
Man, let me get hash browns covered smothered, all-star special. You feel me? Bacon and cheese eggs. You feel me?
I got the job
pecan waffle.
2 days after I got out of jail, and I'm currently gonna be... I'll probably go back to the hotels and, you know, to like build some checks up and get me my own stuff.
How do you build checks? I ask people this all the time. How can you build checks up at the hotel? The hotel is one of the most expensive ways to live out here.
I'm gonna get a weekly. I'm not just gonna jump.
How much are the weeklies?
At a rinky dink hotel, like $280.
Okay, I guess $280 is not that bad. So I guess I get it.
And then I'm get it together because before I just left the jail this time, I had a car. My car got impounded. It's like I got to get it fixed. It's more to get it out and get it fixed than it is to
just get a new car.
Mm-hmm. I got into a bad car accident last year. I was in ICU 3 weeks, so it's just like I'm just gonna let the car go. I didn't let cars go before, so I'm just gonna let the
just
car
a car,
go.
let it go.
And start over.
Yeah.
And get it together. I'm getting my CDLs and I'm gonna get it together.
You know, it's your CDL. You plan on driving trucks or
Yeah, I want
like
to drive
buses or stuff?
Trucks.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's a really great way to get out of homelessness because then you have a place to stay, right? And that same place that you stay is making you money.
Yep.
So I think that's a great idea. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, listen, if anybody out there wanted to reach out, help, or donate, do you have a way they could do that? Do you have social media, Cash App, anything like that?
Social media.
So like, what's your IG?
My IG is GHEEDESTOOPT 4.0.
Okay.
G Desto Part 4.
Okay. And what about Facebook or Cash App?
My Cash App is us fuck them 88. USFUCKTHEM the 28 88.
I don't even think I'm gonna be able to put that up on screen. It's not gonna be able to be monetized. I'm not gonna be able to put that on screen. So I'll let you say it. Okay, so they'll hear it at the end. Hopefully they'll hopefully they'll stay to the end and hear the Cash App. All right. Well, listen, miss, we really appreciate you taking the time answering all of our questions, and we definitely wish you nothing but the best out here. All right.
Thank you.
Make sure you have a good one, sweetie.
You too.
All right.